Hi everyone, my name is Cyrus. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk a bit about why I love camping so much. I've been just thinking about it a lot. I've been on a backpacking trip and I'm hiking and just kind of in my own head as I'm walking around in nature. And I've been reflecting a little bit on why I feel like I enjoy camping so much. And I think there's a couple different reasons for it. One, I think being in nature like this is so incredibly peaceful. When you're far away from civilization, you can't hear any cars. I have no cell reception. Being in situations like that I find to be just so rare these days. And so when I am in a situation like that, I just really find that I really appreciate the peace and quiet of it. It's just silent. If you don't make any noise, all you can hear is nature. I'm hearing the waves in the water hitting the shore, hearing the wind, hearing some birds. But it's just this sense of silence that you don't get in day-to-day life. So I think being in nature in that way is really special. And it has a really special place in my heart. So I think that's a really large reason I like going camping. But I think there's a couple other reasons too. I think that I enjoy the whole routine and ritual of it, making sure you've packed all your stuff, making sure all your food is ready to go, getting stuff ready for a campfire, all these little routines that go into camping. I think that is really nice. I love routines and I love that kind of thing, and I just think that going about that I really enjoy and appreciate. I think I really like the fact that, at least the way that I try and camp, I try and test myself in different ways, try and see, what would I do in a situation like this when you might not be able to get access to help very quickly and stuff like that. Like how do you deal with those situations? When I'm out and tying knots and tying tarps up, doing the bear hangs, all these kinds of things, I really feel like I'm testing myself. Like, it's just you out there, you need to figure it out. What are you going to do? And I kind of like that aspect. I like pushing myself in that way, in a way that still feels kind of safe. I mean, realistically, I am in the middle of nowhere, and if something were to happen, then it could be dangerous. But still, I feel like this sense of the pushing myself that I'm trying to do is not pushing myself in a dangerous way. At least I don't feel like it is. I feel like the way that I'm trying to push myself is appropriate. And again, I like feeling that little test and pressure on myself. And I think part of the reason I like that is because when I finally do it, I feel such a sense of accomplishment. When I'm able to set up a tarp, or when I completed that bear hang, or when I set up my hammock, or when I've cooked the food, the accomplishment that I feel, it just feels different. Even like cooking food, it just feels different than cooking food at home. When you've made a good meal and you're outdoors, there's just this different feeling. It tastes different. Even if it's the exact same meal you would have made at home, it tastes different outdoors. So I think that's a really good thing. But I think the other thing I really like about camping, and one of the main things that I've been thinking about, is that when you're camping, you really don't have a schedule. Sure, you do in certain ways, like you want to make sure you're eating at a certain time or things like that, but I got to my campsite, I set things up, and then it's kind of like, okay, what do you want to do for the rest of the day? If you want to take a nap, you can take a nap. If you want to read, you can read. You want to go collect some firewood? Okay, go collect some firewood. There just feels like there's no set structure. And really no responsibilities. Like if I want to have a fire, okay, great. I can collect firewood and do that. If I don't want to have a fire, no problem. Don't collect firewood. Easy. So I think that kind of stuff when you're camping, I really appreciate that. Again, it's things that you don't really get to feel that way very often in day-to-day life. When you're at home, there's always something that needs to get done, whether it's the laundry or the dishes or whatever. There's always something that you could be doing. When you're camping, there's things you could be doing, but at a certain point, you really don't have anything specific to do. And when you're out here like this, you can't rely on, I'll just go on my phone to distract myself, or I'll just watch TV or play video games. So you really are just on your own, in your own head. And again, it's so rare to find yourself in positions like that these days that I really love when I find myself in that position. It just feels so fresh. And honestly, sometimes like scary. Like what can I do? What do I do with myself when there's nothing to do? But overall, it just is a really, really nice feeling. So I don't know. I've just been thinking about those things. There are things that obviously like make camping tough, like the bugs, right? Speaking of which, the bugs can be quite annoying and tough, and depending how bad they are, they can honestly ruin a trip. But honestly, for me, like other than the bugs, I love every single part of it. I love every single part of it. And so, I don't know, I just thought I'd share that because I've been thinking about it a lot on my hiking. And I just thought I'd put it out there. I'd be really curious to know, what are the reasons that you like going camping? Share with me in the comments below and let's chat about it. Until next time.